Hi friends, welcome to Diksuchi. Today we see the documentation process of any educational project work. Being a student, whether you may be doing your UG undergraduation program or post-graduation program, you need to submit either mini or major or both the projects as a part of your academic curriculum, right? So for that, you must know the documentation process for it, because this documentation is going to exist for long life, for a long period of time, and it will be read or it will be gone through by many people after your submission. That's what the documentation process is very important. You'll be presenting your documentation or presentations, whatever you have submitted in the documentation at the time of Viva voce. But your documentation, the written document, is going to be available for a very long period of time. That's the reason this is very important to know by any student who is doing his UG or PG. And this documentation process is almost the same for mini and major projects. Let us see what exactly the process involved in this documentation. That is, first, let us see the contents of it. The content, always it starts with the abstract. What do you mean by abstract? Abstract is a summary of your project work. Summary. It should consist of introduction, your objective, if there are any hypotheses, those hypotheses, and the tools what you are using it. So that the readers, whoever is reading the abstract, if they feel that that is important and that is if it is effective and they think that they are going to get some information in your full documentation, then they may read your documentation further. So the abstract is very important. How to prepare this abstract also will be discussed in further videos. So abstract is very important to impress your audience, to impress your readers. The abstract must be very effective. Now let us see what are the other contents in the project work. First is introduction. Of course, this is also important part of your project report, where this introduction should consist of what is your topic is, how it is related to the economy, Indian economy, or maybe your research, or maybe your area of education, studying, like that, right? Also here the important topics what you have to mention under introduction are objectives. The important topic under introduction is objectives. What are these objectives? These objectives must be something where you are going to do some research and you are going to approach them. You are going to get your objectives, right? So that is the first one. Apart from the objectives, you also have to mention the research methodology. Research methodology in the sense how you are going to approach your objective, what kind of analysis, how you are analyzing the collected data through which you are able to attain your objectives is what the research methodology. So these are the major two contents, major two topics under introduction which have to be effectively mentioned under your documentation. Along with this, you also have to mention the need for the study, scope of the study, and limitations of the study, right? That is what about the introduction is. Then we have to slowly move on to the second chapter of your documentation, that is literature review. See, if you want to finalize your topic, or else if you want to frame your objectives, you need to go for literature review, because the objectives must be the gap between the industry and existing education system. It can be, or industries, or requirement for the people, it can be, right? So that gap to be identified, those will be converted into your objectives. So to find out the objectives, you must go through the literature review. So under literature review, you need to refer at least, if it is a minimum mini project, at least you need to refer 15 to 20 articles. If it is a major project, almost 100 articles to be read through. And if it is in a dissertation kind, you might have to read almost 150 to 200. If it is in a PhD program, then definitely you need to go more than 200 papers, almost 300 papers. You need to go through. You need to refer, which was already published. So this literature review also have to be mentioned in your documentation, at least from, depending on your mini, major or any dissertation or project work. So minimum 15 to 20 articles for mini project. So whenever you are reading through these articles, the content of those articles, whatever you have read through, where you are able to find the gap between those to be summarized and kept it under literature review, at least each article for 4 to 5 lines. That is what about the literature review. Then coming about the next one, that is a briefing about the topic. Of course, the title of this chapter 3 may be differ from project to project, not only for program, undergraduation program or post-graduation program, but even related to the topic, right? Because some requires the company analysis, some projects require the industry analysis, some projects requires the economic review, some projects may recognizes the evolution, how the program started and how the situation, whatever the problem you are going to identify is started, and that evolution they may ask. Some projects may require achievements to be mentioned, and some projects may even require the success stories related to the topic, whatever you have chosen. So depending on the project, you can name it like anyway. But the third chapter should be briefing about the topic. Some projects even they include the way of collecting their data, right? So that also. So almost this 2 to 3 pages you need to mention clearly, right? So you understood these are the 3 which are obviously I can say these are the secondary studies, right? Little, yes, our objectives and research methodology little varies. It's not purely the secondary data, but all the 3 are secondary data, right? Now let us see the 4th one, that is data analysis. What is data analysis? Means to do any project, if you want to achieve your goal or attain your objectives, you must collect some data. Data can be collected in 2 different ways, either a primary data or secondary data, whatever it can be. But you need to analyze that particular data. I am going to record an exclusive video on this data analysis. Then that helps you how to analyze, how to collect the data and how to analyze them. So definitely you have to be tuned with the Diksuchi so that you can get little more information on this project. For this video, let me continue. So under data analysis, first you must start with the data collection. As I told you, primary or secondary data. Once you collect the data, then you need to apply some tools. Then you have to interpret them. That is what the data analysis. This chapter is almost, heart of your total project work. Most of the readers may not read your introduction, literature review and briefing about the topic. Definitely they see the data analysis so that the readers can find the further research of your project. Okay, so data analysis must be very, very effective, and it is very, very clear to the readers. Even while presenting your data, you must clear with your analysis part. That helps you to expect or to guess what the work you put on for completing this project work, right? So that is data analysis, which is the heart of your project work. That's what it is, the 4th one, because we have all another 3. So it's the middle of the total contents, right? This is the heart. Now let us see the next one, what have to be done. That is findings. See, most of the students, what do they do is, when they wanted to write findings, they refer the textbooks or Google or something else, and they try to put it the same findings what were already published. No, the findings must be your observation during your project work, especially during your data analysis work. Whatever the findings you found, like increased or decreased, or there is an impact of some kind of a technology, or impact of some new idea, or whatever it is. So those findings must be written on your own, by your own observations. Those are the findings. Okay, and these findings, whatever you are mentioning, must be part or approaching your objectives. They have to connect your project objectives. So whatever the objective is there, that object must be attained by your analysis and could be explored, or you are going to shown under findings. So that is what the importance of the findings. Then you go for the further suggestions. The suggestions in the sense, after your analysis, after you are writing your findings, you may think something have to be done so that the performance could be better. In such a situation, what kind of the tool or what kind of decision to be taken, that is the suggestion. So this suggestion should be connected to your findings and based on your observations, and must approachable to your objectives. Clear? Now finally the conclusions part. What is this conclusion? Summarizing your whole work. Right? Summarizing your whole work. Of course, the abstract also summary, but conclusions are different from the abstract. Abstract is for the introduction summary, so that the readers can get impressed and read your document thoroughly. Whereas conclusion, after completing all your researches, you are concluding that what happened with your topic selected, and how the objectives were attained. That is what the conclusion. So hope students, you understood how to prepare the documentation of your final project work. So I hope this is enough for this video, and please do subscribe. Also post your comments in the chat box so that I can give a clear idea on the project documentation if required. And take care till then. Thank you. Bye.